Virgo! Virgo, listen up. This isn't just another love reading. This is your story. The one you don't say out loud. The one you most definitely replay at night, right? The story that you really sits, it lingers in your mind. The story of how somebody touched your soul, but broke pieces of it. And yet, you still feel the pull. So tonight we're going to name what they did, why they did it, why you still love them, and what they're about to do next. Alright? Comment below, guys. I enjoy reading your comments. If we hit 100 comments, I will do part 2. And we'll get into it. Also, this Saturday, September 20th, is my birthday. I'll be doing a live marathon on YouTube, answering free questions, doing free readings for everybody for my birthday. For those who check out my link tree, my payment info is on there. For those who donate, let me know. I would love to do a reading for those who donate. For those who purchase something off my Amazon wish list, I will be doing readings for you, full 1-hour readings for those who do that. And offering candle work as well, depending on what you guys purchase. But thank you all for your support and love. And yeah, guys, check out my website, dailydownloads.com. And also follow my backup account on TikTok, Daily Downloads with an extra Z at the end. But I will be on YouTube tonight as well. I'll be on for most of the night. On YouTube, it's Daily Downloads as well, same name. So check that out, guys. Virgo's person, guys. Virgo, this person I'm channeling right away, they took something sacred from you. And what is this that's sacred? Your trust, right? They took your trust, right? And they're having that realization now. Virgo, at first it was small, right? Delayed replies, little, excuses. The kind of lies you almost convinced yourself were harmless, but then it grew. Sudden coldness, silence, when you needed closeness, right? Silence is the most nastiest dark psychology weapon somebody could use, because it's counterproductive to the growth of a relationship. And anybody who uses that is very, very manipulative and sick, and it's somebody you should really stay away from. If somebody uses silent treatment for you to punish you, what they're doing is really just pushing you away and learning that you could never trust them again in the future, right? But guys, it grew. Right? It was, you carried the weight of this connection, guys. You carried the weight of this connection, right? You were somebody who was healing in this person's life. You were a very healing person. You healed parts of this person they never knew needed healing, right? You did. But while you were carrying the weight, they treated your effort as little background noise. It was like, oh, that's nothing. Like, what Virgo just did for me is nothing. No acknowledgement. And you guys, you tried to do more to prove, you got back more coldness. So it was a manipulation tactic. Why? Because they have a fear of not being good enough or enough to step up and give you what you deserve. When in reality, Virgos, you guys are, as many standards as you have, you guys love this person. You weren't really looking for them to pay your bill, you just wanted to have love, reciprocity, laughter, passion, and grow together, be there for each other. But they put all this pressure on them because of their childhood wounds, right? But you knew they could be there for you. They just chose not to because they always kept thinking the grass was greener. This is somebody who might have left you in the past, right? And now they did realize the grass wasn't greener. This is somebody who may have met their match, and that person put them through a lot, right? And they're realizing now, damn, Virgo was a solid one, right? And I feel they're gonna come in and be accountable, Virgo. But remember, if they're not being accountable, not apologizing, Virgo, stay away, run away. Give them time, give them a couple of weeks, because a lot of you are dealing with an avoidant. They're not gonna express right away, hey, I'm sorry. But it doesn't, you'll see it won't take much. They're gonna come in and say, look, I know I messed up in the past and did things that might have hurt you, and I just want to apologize. I want to move forward and really not repeat that again. So if they're not capable of saying that, Virgo, use your birthday as a good excuse to cut people off, especially those who can't even say happy birthday because of their pride. Those are the people you don't want in your life. So use your birthday as a test, especially if it's this person that's a very prideful person. If they're so prideful that they associate wishing you a happy birthday with vulnerability, and they're afraid of vulnerability, that means they're weak, they're wounded, they're not strong, they're not macho, they're very broken. A strong man, a real confident man, is going to express emotion, is going to be vulnerable, right? Which to me personally, I think is the sexiest thing. When somebody could be vulnerable and like accountable, like sure, like when they could tell you, yo, you know, I know I messed up. That's the biggest turn on, which a lot of men don't realize. For women, that's a huge turn on. You know what I mean? But guys, let's see. What did this person do? Yeah, guys, listen. This is somebody who, guys, when you question them, they twisted it back. They made you wonder if you were too needy, right? Too sensitive, too confused, Virgo. And that ache you carried in your heart, that was never your fault. They knew you were steady. They leaned on you because you didn't let go easy. But that became their weapon. Instead of treating that and cherishing it and growing that and watering that plant, they weaponized it. But what did it do? It only hurt them in the end. A lot of you, I don't know if you're going to give this person a second chance when they come in. A lot of you will, but you're going to wait for that apology. And you're going to see how to play your cards, because I don't think you're giving this person another chance. I really don't. You may, but it's like if one small little thing you notice that's off, inconsistency, dishonesty, I think you guys are going to detach much, much quicker this time if this person comes back in with their F shit, right? Let's see. Why did this person do this? Why did this person do this? Yeah, this person, guys, they didn't do this because you weren't enough, right? They didn't. They did this because they felt they weren't ready. Your love exposed their cracks. You held up a mirror in front of this person. When you held up the mirror, they ran. Instead of confronting that mirror, all their shadow aspects where, you know, they avoid, they lie, they manipulate. Instead of them confronting that and healing that, that was your purpose too, is, you know, you held that up for them, not to put them down or make them feel bad, but because you've been through that. So you wanted them to heal that, because you knew if they heal that, they'll be blessed, they'll have money, they'll grow, they'll evolve, right? So, you know, you guys showed them devotion, consistency, and they weren't used to that. It scared them. Like I said, they ran away, right? They chose, what did they choose? Yeah, they chose control over inconsistency, right? Chaos, right? That's what they chose. They ran when you asked for honesty, right? They distracted themselves with surface level connections, karmics, right? Who ripped them apart, right? They thought it was better, but now they're realizing, wow, like Virgo was the only steady thing in my life. Virgo really loved me for me. I'm getting something. This person was afraid that if you saw the true them, if they actually opened, that you would run if you knew who they really were. But that wasn't the case. You saw their disgusting, nasty, dark, manipulative, vindictive behavior. And you still love them through that. Virgo's not walking away. But they will if you're going to come back and repeat this. Hell yeah, you guys are out. You guys are out. Guys, because staying with you, like I said, it meant they had to face their shadow. And they weren't brave enough to do that. They weren't strong enough. Because to them, weakness, vulnerability equals weakness. That's how they were trained. Vulnerability is actually strength. And that's why I think it's the sexiest thing in a man or a woman to sit down and say, hey, babe or friend or whatever, I really messed up, and I did what I had to do, but I also get how that hurt you, Virgo. If they can't do that, you guys, don't force it out of them quick. Let them say it. Give them a couple of weeks. But if they can't do that, what happens in 10 years? 10 years later, they can't be accountable. You're going to be miserable. They're going to be miserable. Cheating. If you can't come together and be honest and talk to each other about these deep things, where is it really going? What's it for? It's for nothing. So Virgo, stand your ground in a positive way, not a toxic way. You guys know this. You guys are very spiritually, a lot of you guys are spiritually connected. You're very in tune with the energies in the universe. You know what's happening. You guys play the long, dumb game, you know, like, oh, I know what this person's doing to me, but I want to see how long they're going to do it for and what they're going to do next. So you just go along with it like you don't see it. right? You take your receipts, you take your notes. You're like, oh, okay. Oh, 11 o'clock. Oh, not home till 2. Okay. And then you have all the receipts, and then one day, bang, smacks them right in the face. But, if somebody can't be honest, it's not your person, guys. There's somebody for you, I promise. A lot of you got somebody new coming in, Virgo. Now, with this paradox is about the love that still remains. The hardest part, Virgo, is after all the pain, the love never died. Not in you, not even in them, Virgo. Right? And that's why it was so hard to let go. That's why you still feel their energy at random moments. Why? Because you're connected. You hear it in songs, right? And it stings because certain dreams replay. Because the bond wasn't just physical, it was so deep. They might have tried to erase it with distractions, but even in their silence, they still think of you, Virgo. They still reminisce, right? There's still so many memories here between you guys. There really is. You have to see that and understand it. Because even in their silence, they think of you guys. Love doesn't evaporate. Just because a person mishandles it, it lingers, it aches, it calls back, Virgo. It does. They're torn because a part of them, they are torn. This person's very torn. They're in conflict, right? Because a part of them wants to reach for you, the comfort, right? The safety, the way you guys saw them, like no one else did. The other part still fears being exposed, still fears being accountable, because they're insecure. They don't want. It's hard to be accountable because if I say I'm being accountable, that means I'm a weak person. No, these people got it twisted. I don't know if it's the water, the vaccines. I don't know what the. Being accountable is the sexiest. Men, take notes. It's the most sexiest, strongest thing a man could possess. Strength and confidence. That's when you could show accountability of where you messed up. That is sexy, man. That's like, oh my God, turn on. But to avoid that, vulnerability, it's weakness. You're weak. You're damaged. You're insecure. So that's what these guys don't realize. They're hopeless. They feel trapped. They're conflicted. Right? They walked away from you guys, and now there's silence between you guys. There's silence here. Why? Because you guys reached your breaking point. Right? Part of them wants to reach for you, reach for the comfort, reach for the love, the safety, the way you guys saw them like no one else did, Virgo. Right? And the other part of them feels being exposed. Right? They remember the softness of your voice, the way your presence felt like home. But they also remember the weight of responsibility, and they're fighting themselves. That's why you feel their energy hot and cold. They miss you, but they're scared of you, right? Not because of who you are, but because of what being with you demands. It demands realness. It demands depth. It demands transformation. But it's not just that you demand that. That's what the universe demands. That's what God demands. You want to transform. You want to be real. You want to be deep. Those are the fundamental ingredients that will lead you to success and entrepreneurship, luxury life, money, prosperity. When you align yourself, money is just energy, guys. When you align yourself with that frequency, it just pours in. That's all it is, right? What happens next? What happens next? I feel they're going to test the waters. What happens next with this person? Yeah, they're going to test the waters. They're watching, right? This person still has secrets, guys. But listen, remember, pay attention to action, not words. Action, Virgo. They will test the waters first with a small message, right? Something casual, pretending like nothing happened. So don't be fooled. That's just them checking if the door is still cracked open. Then they'll shift to something bigger, maybe a little more dramatic, something that makes you remember what it felt like at the beginning, like a compliment, a grand gesture, maybe just some type of memory they throw at you. You know what I mean? Like bait. They want to let back in without admitting full damage. And then expect inconsistency. In and out, hot and cold. If they're not living with you, cool. Make sure they're not living with you doing that. Right? They'll come forward, then they'll disappear. They warm up, then they freeze. Because they're afraid. Because a part of them wants to prove they've changed, while another part is terrified that they can't live up to what you deserve. But what you guys deserve is just transparency, consistency, and honesty. What's wrong with being consistent? What's wrong with being honest? If they can't do that, Virgo, let them go. For real. You're going to make yourself suffer and waste your time, life, money, effort. Right? If this is somebody who feels you're better than them and they're insecure, that's not your person. Nobody should feel like, oh, my person's better than me and I don't feel good enough. What? You guys are not in this for... I mean, yes, love is transactional. It is. But love is love. You guys, I don't think, Virgo, you guys are with this person because of what they could give you and gift you. No. You're with this person because of all the ways they're broken. For every little broken piece that they are. You love them for that. You love them for their pain. You love them for their struggle, for them trying to do best. You love that. You love that honesty and vulnerability of them knowing, look, maybe I'm not in the best place right now, but I'm working on it. You guys love that. You admire that even more. And this person thinks that's not what you want to hear. No. They're afraid that if you see the real them, you'll run. I don't think you will, Virgo. I don't think you... And I think a lot of you have seen... significant portion of the real them, the nasty things they've done or whatever it is, and you still love them, right? And then after this hot and cold, expect consistency. Expect consistency. They come forward, right? They'll disappear, right? And then they'll come in, right? So guys, this test is simple. Watch if their actions repeat, not just their words. If they vanish again, do not. That's it. Just, you got to let them know, look, this is a final, like, I'm willing to try this again, but if you just walk out on me again or disappear on me again, I'm going to just wish you well, as I always did, and I can't. We can't. I don't want to, you know? We could text here and there once in a blue moon. Virgo, because I got new love coming in, and I'm going to get into part 2 with that. Guys, if this resonated, please comment below if this resonated. For my birthday on the 20th, I'm going to pick somebody out of the comments. I'm going to read the best story in the comments, and I'm going to pick 4 people to give them a reading, okay? So let's go. And then if we reach 100 comments, I'll do part 2. Share this video too. I appreciate it. Yeah, this person sees you as somebody that they don't want to let go of, guys. They really don't. Yeah, they're returning. They want to return and apologize, guys. Virgo, your heart is... You're a healer, Virgo, but a lot of you are earth angels, and this person doesn't even know that. They have no clue that you're an earth angel. And that's why they did what they did. If they knew who you guys were and where you guys are in your spiritual ranking, I think they would treat you a lot different. You're not required to patch every wound this person carries. You're not required to put a Band-Aid on for this person. Your love is strong. You love without boundaries. Your love is strong. But without boundaries, guys, it turns into self-betrayal. Don't betray yourself for someone. Show self-respect. Don't allow somebody who puts you down to come ruin your life. No. Let this person show you love. Let them show you they value what you do for them. And you show them that you value their presence. You value their time. Confirmation. You guys let them feel seen. So here's what you hold. Don't accept half apologies. Don't confuse a grand gesture with real change. And don't let nostalgia rewrite the pain, excuse me. You know? You get to decide if their return is a redemption or just a return. You're the one holding the power now, guys. And so are they. So place your hand over your heart, Virgo, and take a deep breath. Virgo, repeat after me. I am worthy of a love that sees me. I am worthy of a love that loves me. Right? I release the need to beg. I choose the kind of love that chooses me back. And I choose the kind of love that cherishes me and I cherish back. Amen. Let that sink in, guys. Let your body remember what it feels like to be chosen, not tolerated. If this is somebody who tolerates you, they gotta go. They have to choose you. Let the actions show that. And if they can't be even a little consistent, I don't know. I know you guys, Virgos, you need that consistency is what keeps you guys turned on. But Virgo, their love may return, but the decision is yours. This is your healing, your story, your next chapter. If this spoke to you guys, comment below. I choose a love that stays and claim it. So share this with the Virgo who needs to hear it, guys, because your story is not just about pain, it's about power. So comment below. So if you want part 2, we'll get into it. And join me for the live tonight on YouTube, Eastern Time, 9:45 p.m. Eastern Time on YouTube. Daily downloads, same name as this page. Love y'all.